Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny and welcome back to our survival video. Today is not gonna be any combat, any showcase or anything. Today we actually will talk again about this time it's about Moroz's theorem over here. And yeah, we'll actually talk about this because apparently this was changed since the first day of the Christmas event, which was happening around December 20 something. I forgot. I think it was 22nd or 23rd, I think. Yeah. So, with that Christmas update, this thing over here, the Moroz theorem, also got changed as well. But first, let's actually talk about Moroz's theorem. What is Moroz's theorem? Well, you can kind of see over here, there is not really any description, but I think in the bold form, this one, there's actually description, I think, yep. Terem snow globe. Place Moroz's theorem where food is stored 100 times longer. So basically, this is considered as building or house that can actually pretty much extend anything inside there or in the same location by 100 times for the anything that has duration time. For instance, this ice, it will melt in 8 months, but if I carry in my bag without the Santa's sack as well, let's actually wear this one. This ice will actually melt in 2 days actually, as you can see over here. Um, Instead of 8 months over here, right? So it actually applies towards anything, any items that have this expiration time pretty much, like for instance food, this one will remain fresh for 1 year now, but if I pick this up and like take a look, it will be only for 5 days left. So 5 days times 100, that is 500 days, right? um, that's essentially more than 1 year, and as you can see, this one for 1 year pretty much, because it's supposed to be like 1.5, but I don't think the game actually what is it like considers decimals. I don't think so, there's that pretty much. But yeah, so that is Moroz's theorem. In short, it will actually increase your food storage time or anything basically that has duration time. Also, even carcass, like for instance this one. Yeah, this burger bee will remain for years. Also, like things like for instance this one over here, acid gland, this one will also remain fresh for 7 years, etc, etc, pretty much. Yeah. And then this over here as well, the herbs, if you have for instance this blood mold, it will remain fresh for 2 years because it got extended. Also these nettles, broadleaf plantain, dandelion, etc, etc, and then this fruit as well, fruit, vegetable, your crops basically. It will also get extended. Um, so that's what this is doing. Also on top of that, it will have radiation resistance by 100%. It's like normal basically, like this brick house as well. It also has radiation resistance by 100%. Then you probably ask, Danny, how do I get one of these? Well, um, when this video is out, it's actually almost few days until the event ends, and as you can see, the event only ends in 15 days for me. That is because I recorded this video in the middle of January pretty much. So yeah, this was made like at least 2 weeks ago. So yeah. And if you take a look at the shop, there's this gift over here, amazing gift. The second one, it will give you Terem snow globe, and then you can assemble this into becoming the house over here. So so far there's no change, right? But then don't you didn't you say there is some kind of change to this? Yes, that is for this assemble over here. As you can see, um, not only you can put this down like any house, but you can also pick this up, unlike the other house. For instance, this one over here, brick house. You can really take out this house with you, right? And then build it elsewhere without actually losing materials, I don't think. And yeah, the thing about that is you can still disassemble, but you will not get everything back. I don't think. I don't think you will get your bone glue or tape. What is this one over here? This one. Yeah, even you lost 1,000 brick already. Nails also you lost, I believe. Meaning that you don't actually get everything back, right? And and then it's also heavy kinda, so you basically don't disassemble your brick house and build it elsewhere, yeah, like that pretty much. However, for this Moroz theorem, you can actually assemble this back into the snow globe. In this form though, in this Moroz theorem, you can really pick up, right? The way you do that is if you have this milled wine over here. Now this is the change that I meant. Before this Christmas event, came back, it actually will, it would actually use 1,000 tangerine over here, pretty much. This tangerine, it took about 1,000 tangerine just to wrap this into the ball form. 1,000. Now you probably ask, Danny, 100 milled wine is actually quite a lot, right? How do you get milled wine? You can go to the over here, and this will actually this one over here. There's this new recipe as well with the Christmas update. You can actually craft this milled wine. Every time you craft this one, you will get 4 back, as you can see, meaning that you kind of only have to craft this 25 times. Also, did I mention that milled wine doesn't actually have expiration time? Where is it? I think I have mine over here. Yeah, over here. Um, this one doesn't actually have any expiration time whatsoever, and meaning that you can just preemptively craft this and just store it for years pretty much. It will not expire whatsoever. So yeah, let's actually grab this because we will actually try to assemble that over here, as you can see. Now we can do that 100, right? So that is 25 times of this, as you can see, because one wine plus one spices plus two sugar, it becomes 4 milled wine. It doesn't become one, it actually becomes 4 instead. So yeah, that's, consider yourself, you need to craft this 25 times and you will get yourself this milled wine over here. Now then we can compare with this one over here, tangerine. um, this needs 1,000, right? 1,000 is, as you can see over here, one greenhouse will actually yields about 100 or so. This was because I have the extra, from the perk, but I think the base was 100, meaning that you basically need 10 of this greenhouse of tangerine, and you will get yourself 1,000, and you can live this off. So the question will be, why did this change? Why did it change from tangerine to milled wine? um, the developers didn't actually mention anything about this. They didn't actually give any answer. But I will try my best, as content creator, I will try my best to explain to you why this was changed from tangerine to milled wine. um, it's actually quite simple. It is of I know this might sound a little bit irrational, but if you think about it, it actually makes sense. But again, I personally don't really like the reason why. I mean, the potential reason why it got changed. But I guess we have to see from other side as well. So basically, what the developers try to say is that tangerine is the problem. Um, back then you will need tangerine to craft this. However, keep in mind that tangerine is actually an exclusive event item. uh, if you haven't noticed already, the original way for you to get yourself tangerine is from the event, which is the Christmas event. Doing this quest over here, just grinding for quest every day, you will get yourself some tangerine, or just what is it like, just grind the ice blocks, the location, the ice blocks thing, the grindable ones. You can get yourself a lot of tangerine, and yeah, that is actually the only way to get tangerine, which is from the event itself. After the event, we know how it gonna goes, how it gonna go. I mean, the event will be gone, and you will no longer be able to get this anywhere. Not even from the NPC, not even from the wasteland. You can never actually get this tangerine over here. So that is the problem essentially. Why is that the problem? Well, here's the thing. Maybe you are a new players, maybe you're a new player that doesn't know that this will require 1,000 tangerine, and then you just get your tangerine from doing quests, etc., etc. However, you have a problem in which you actually forgot to turn this into seeds, and basically this tangerine spoils pretty much because you forgot about this existence, and it's now gone, right? And then what's worse is that apparently the event is already over as well, and there's no other way to get tangerine. You don't have the seeds, you don't have tangerine, and the event is over. So those three combination of problems sum up to this Terem Moroz's Terem problem, in which because you don't have any tangerine whatsoever, you cannot pretty much you cannot lift or assemble this Moroz theorem whatsoever, and that is the problem. Because what happen if you're a new player and you craft your Moroz theorem about over here, maybe in Tiver, maybe you craft your Moroz theorem in Kiev or in Bryansk over here or in Voronezh, and then you are not aware that when you disassemble that, or transform it into house, you probably don't think that it will need to be reassembled using other items pretty much, and you probably don't anticipate that. And yeah, that's the problem, right? You already built one, let's say in Kiev, and you want to move elsewhere, like let's say you want to move in Chelyabinsk, for instance, or in Tumen, or in Yufa, or in Tula. However, you already craft your Moroz theorem over here, and you're screwed pretty much. You can no longer disassemble this because you don't have the tangerine. So that's the problem, right? Um, or if you ask me, the worst problem will be if you assembly that like out in the open, like for instance in over here in random city pretty much, or in random location that is not marked in the map, meaning that that's unfortunate because you have to leave that location, right? And you probably forgot where the location is. Maybe you don't actually pinpoint that or make waypoint into your world map, put some marker. You didn't do that. So it's gonna be lost like forever because you forgot where you put it down, right? So yeah, that's like the problem. And yeah, that's what happened if you only had if you only use tangerine over here. And this one got converted to mulled wine, and as you can see over here in the recipe, mulled wine actually is craftable for one, and then two, if you take a look at the ingredients over here, it doesn't actually require anything complex, like tangerine, for instance. The item that you can only get, in the event, and you can really get out of the event time elsewhere in the NPC, whatever. You cannot do that. And as you can see, this actually requires homemade wine. Homemade wine you can buy from NPC, by the way. Spices as well you can buy, and sugar as well. So basically, all these three items you can get these items from the NPC yourself, meaning that it's available from in-game. It's available via looting. It's available, from pretty much just, yeah, you can, there's so many alternative, right? You can trade this with the, like, let's say the cursed coin, I believe. No, not cursed coin, the business class card. You can actually get sugar and spices as well, and the homemade wine you can brew yourself as well. You can buy from NPC, etc., etc. Meaning that there is so many ways for you to get yourself or to have access for this. I think in at the beginning of the event as well, I mentioned about how this supposed to need tangerine, right? Because as you can see from the picture, there is actually an orange slice. And if you take a look on Google, if you don't know mulled wine, for you who already knows mulled wine, you know, right, that this actually requires some kind of acid, in this case, orange or tangerine. And yeah, even the picture has a slice of tangerine as well, or orange, meaning that this actually is that kind of drink that requires that specific fruit. But why is it not there, right? That's my question when I was off cam. I question myself, like, if that's the case, why is tangerine not there? Well, okay, that makes sense because um, if tangerine is over here, meaning that you will need tangerine to craft yourself mulled wine, and the mulled wine is required over here, might as well just have straight up tangerine over here. But no, they changed that just so that people who somewhat forgot that they have to save some tangerine in the seed form, like over here. This one in the seed form, seeds tangerine, you can then plant in the greenhouse. Maybe you forgot about that, and you already lost your tangerine because it spoils. So that's a problem, right? However, yeah, I know, it's kind of a bummer, if you ask me, because the thing is that um, those all those specific problem, those only very few people that actually has that problem. I feel like only some people that have that problem specifically. For that problem to exist, that you cannot assemble these, you will not have to be able to have tangerine. That's one. You don't have tangerine seeds. That's two. And then three, you're out of the event. And then obviously there is another thing, which means you don't fight the opponents, etc., etc., and you forget yourself to save some tangerine, pretty much. So I feel like with all those stacked on top of each other, I feel like only few people have this problem. And yeah, I guess like most of the time, if people use this, I feel like the location is already great in the first place anyway, right? So yeah, I feel like it only helps for a very few amount of people that actually have this problem, and they actually have to apply that to the entire players, the entire game players, which is kind of ridiculous, right? Because of small people, then everyone has the change as well. But if you ask me, do you prefer milled wine or tangerine? Honestly, though, I actually prefer milled wine, actually, instead of tangerine. Why? Because milled wine, I think I already mentioned this, milled wine doesn't actually have expiration time, meaning that this one, or not that one, this one, it doesn't actually have expiration time, meaning that you can just craft this many times at once, and you can save that for future use, pretty much. Because if you use this tangerine, it has high refresh time, by the way. I mean, the expiration time. It's actually quite a durable fruit. The problem about this is that it's still, at the end of the day, it's still items that will perish over time. So, you know, um, you cannot really save this for the future, right? Because when the future comes, it's gonna be gone, or pretty much, it will turn into rotten. So yeah, I still like milled wine better though, just because it doesn't have expiration time, and also I'm quite mobile as well. I replaced my Terem every now and then, so it's always great for me. And yeah, let's just try this assemble. As you can see, like that, it's now turned into this globe over here, and yeah, everything will return to normal, which is bad. I actually have to set this up right away because I don't want to make anything spoil. So yeah, like that, pretty much. Yeah, I think a bit for this one though. It's a little bit of, I don't know, like a little bit of talk about why this got changed, because I think that's the reason. I think because the developers just don't want to include exclusive item into your gameplay, pretty much, because it's obtainable from events. So I feel like that will be a problem, right? If you need that, If you need item that only appears in the event, I feel like that's bad, right? So yeah, that's why it got changed. Then you probably ask, Danny, there's also another one that you forgot, which is the pumpkin soup. Pumpkin soup over here is also a new recipe that came out pretty much when the Halloween event came, and this also requires pumpkin. Pumpkin is only obtainable from the event, and you cannot actually get this from elsewhere again. But why is this not a problem? Well, the thing is that pumpkin soup, you don't really need pumpkin soup for anything, right? Like this is an optional thing. It will give you crafting speed by 300%, and that's it. It's not really used in big thing over here. It pretty much doesn't affect other item. Pretty much, it's not forcefully required in other what is it like in other um, like in other mechanics pretty much. And this mulled wine, it or the tangerine, it actually affects the Moroz theorem, one of the biggest item that everyone wants. So I feel like uh, if you look at it that way, then it makes sense because the pumpkin soup, it can just be there. If you're like new players, you haven't actually done or you have probably, and but you forgot to turn this pumpkin into seed or whatever the problem is. Basically, like you will not be able to craft this, right? And which is not a problem because you don't really need this to anything anyway. So yeah, that's the difference because the pumpkin soup is not used in anything specific outside just eating them, like right away. Apart from the mulled wine or the tangerine, which you need it for the what is it for the Moroz Terem. But yeah, anyway, that's all for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. That is my reason. I think that is also probably the reason why developers did that. Let me know if you like that or not. If you like the change or not. If you ask my opinion, I actually like this one because, like I said again, you don't actually need to worry about expiration time. You can craft this and save this for the future, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, anyway, until then, see ya.